What's going on, everybody? This is Frank, and today I'm in Chatsworth, Georgia at Center Valley Cemetery. And I have done some tours of this cemetery before, but I came back up here and I was going to do another tour of the whole cemetery. And I'm going to start in the center here. There's a lot of old graves around here. And I don't think in the other videos I showed all the graves. This time I'm going to do a video and show all the graves. And I forgot my flashlight. And this says infant children of Ben and May Parish, February 27th, October 11th, 1925. I'm not sure if that's twins buried there, or it could be, since it says infant children. There's only one stone. William L., son of Ben, that's B-E-N-J, then E, and Mary J. Parrish, 1871 to 1913. And there is some newer graves that's here as well. Buddy John Olin Gibson, 1937 to 2007. He has a beautiful stone. And he was also in the U.S. Army. Thank you for your service, sir. Yeah, I was watching some of my older videos, and I really didn't show all of the graves in some of those, so I wanted to come back and do it again. Jane Henson, 1836 to 1913. There's some cemeteries that, I mean, they have a ton of graves. This is a big cemetery, but I was going to do a section at a time so I can try to get the whole cemetery. I wanted to start doing that. Parrish, James M., 1874 to 1943, and Lou H. Parrish, 1873 to 1945. Parrish, Henry Wallace, 1896 to 1975, and Katie Henderson, 1893 to 1920. And some folks has got new stones. I've noticed, like I remember seeing some older stones when I was younger, and then a lot of the older stones have been replaced with newer stones. Smith, Sam Harvey, 1911 to 1966. Smith, Nancy, 1868 to 1951, and W.H., 1865 to 1931. I'm just going to finish up in this section here, then I'll go back to the front. Elbert Denton Smith, 1901 to 1910. And I have some pictures of some of the folks, and I will drop them in the video. J. Henry, 1884 to 1954. And their last name was Lindsay. Carrie M., 1893 to 1959. And next Monday, I'm not going to do part 2 to this video next Monday, but next Monday, hopefully, tomorrow, I'm going to be going somewhere to make a video of a place that's, I have talked about it on this channel before, but I got permission to go and film this certain place, and it's going to be a pretty awesome video. Hopefully that will be up Monday. Hopefully nothing falls through. And I talked to the guy that owns the property, and he told me that I could come this week and film. So I'm going to go tomorrow and film if nothing falls through. It's going to be a pretty interesting video. John B. Franklin, 1923 to 1992. They just mowed this a few days ago. Ollie Vaughn Franklin, 1878 to 1942. I can see infant daughter. That's all I can see. Should be able to read it after I upload it. This cemetery here, I'm going to do a section at a time until I get the whole thing filmed how I wanted to. Brother R. McCamey, 1867 to 1923. I am kin to a ton of folks buried here. Bartleys, Ellis, McCameys. My brother's buried here. My father-in-law's buried here. The uncles, aunts, grandparents. McCamey, W.A., 1867 to 1918. Elizabeth, 1872 to 1957. And sister, Sarah McCamey, 1871 to 1918. The top says baby. Glenda Fay, daughter of Mr. and Mrs. John McCamey, 1938 to 1938. Budding on earth to bloom in heaven. McCamey, John, 1915 to 1970, and Martha T., 1920 to 1973. James Gary McCamey, 1946 to 2014. And his wife has not passed. And that's the family marker right there. John Lloyd, 1942 to 1981. Let me get that cleaned out. And Judy B., 1946 to 1977. McCamey, Michael L., 1966, and his wife's not passed. I want to go to heaven holding your hand. McCamey, I love their tombstone. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son. John 3:16. I love that. Okay. Like I said, I'm going to do a section at a time. So we're going to do this section here. I'm going to start trying to do the videos, the long videos, maybe no longer than 45 minutes. And then I'll come back and make part 2. And I don't want to butcher that last name. Tolbert E. 1855 to 1989. And Mary P. 1895 to 1845 to 1945. Wait, excuse me. 1895 to 1945. And this here is the family marker. I don't want to butcher that last name, so I'm not even going to try. May W. 1893 to 1977. And Eason T. 1885 to 1945. Lackey. 1917 to 1996. Ruby Earl. And there's no writing on the other side. In the video that's going to be up next, the one I was telling you about, where I got permission to go film something, they are actually buried. The folks that used to own the property is buried here as well in this section. So I'll be showing y'all their grave, and y'all might remember when I tell y'all their name, and you'll know what I'm going to film. I was going to tell y'all, but I'm going to let it be a surprise, because I'm pretty excited about getting to go and film this place. It's not a cemetery, I'll tell you that. I mean, my channel is a cemetery channel, but something I'm going to be showing y'all on the next video is some things that I'm going to be doing as well. Lula S. Smith, 1896 to 1974. Grover T., 1888 to 1958. May they rest in peace. Allegra, daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Grover Smith, 1922 to 1936, at rest. Infants, GT and M.A. Smith, so twins right here. I can't make out the bottom. I'll get close. The sun's shining on the camera, so it's kind of hard to see. Maggie, George, and Lily Smith. Maggie, 1864 to 1909. George, 1863 to 1928. And Lily, 1880 to 1957. Ogles. Roanna S. Dennis J. Ruby L. Ogles. I'm sure I butchered that name. Roanna, 1904 to 1944. Dennis, 1900 to 1980. And Ruby, 1909 to 1978. And mother, Mary Catherine C. Jeffrey, 1938 to 1999. Wish you were here. Let's meet by the river. Elizabeth O. Parrish, 1897 to 1981. 1897 to 1981. John L. Cosby, 1940 to 2000. And David H., son of J.J. and M. G. Ogles, born 1907 to 1909. And I can't make out the bottom. This stone's broke. Eva Caroline, daughter of D. H. and N.J. Parrish. I see 1907 there. Another stone that's broke. That's a Parrish too. I wish we could get all these stones fixed. Parrish, Jenny, and David. Jenny, 1882 to 1921, and David, 1868 to 1940. Sally W. Parrish, 1892 to 1962. Okay. I cannot remember. Okay, I did those. Earl J. Clure, 1907 to 1916. Odell Clure, born and died 1916. John M. Clure, born July 14th, 1874, died September 26, 1918. Gone but not forgotten. And that one is Woodman of the World, a memorial. And they do not have their death dates marked yet. Clure, Mildred Amos, 1921, and Robert Lee, 1896. I have been looking. I have saw a few graves that the folks have passed, and their death date has. It's been years since they've passed, and their death date's not been put on there. I'm going to try to find some information and see if I can track down their death dates, because I would like to later on start getting some sponsors to get the death dates put on. And I've also found a few folks that's buried in places that does not have a stone anymore. So I was going to do something to try to get some sponsors to purchase some small stones, and then ever who sponsors one, you know, they can get their name put on there as well, you know, sponsored by, and your name or your YouTube channel, ever how I'm going to do it. I got a few that I'm going to start with that I'm going to purchase, and then later on I'm going to see if anybody would like to do that, because everyone needs to be remembered. I can't remember if I let's see. I did that, but we'll do it again. Jesse Lee, infant of George and Etta Lindsay, 1911 to 1911. And I think I did this, but we'll just do it again just in case. Lindsay, Etta S., 1891 to 1983, and George M., 1889 to 1939. Okay, now we'll go back. We did these right here. I'll start over here and we'll go up. We'll just start at the end. Maureen Fortner, 1926 to 1926. Sharon Ann Smith, 1953 to 2009. And William Treadwell Smith, 1931 to 1933. Budded on earth to bloom in heaven. Frank L. Smith, 1908 to 1983, and Willie M. Smith, 1907 to 2002. Elbert Birch, and I can see 1921 to 1921. And L.C. Birch, 1916 to 1916. And G.G. Birch, 1832 to 1926, I believe. Margaret E. Birch, 1847 to 1941. And that one's all busted up. And I can see Birch, Ben Birch, 1888 to 1941, I think. Or 1911. 1888 to 1911. Can't see the rest of the writing. Can't see any writing on that. It's on the back. I think that's Richie Birch. (1910 to 1910). I believe that was, or let's see, Archie Birch. Yeah, Archie Birch. E.F. Birch, 1985 to 1908, or 1885 to 1908. And I can't make that out. Maybe I can after I upload it. And Flossie, daughter of C.H. and Amar, I'm sure I pronounced that wrong, Mullinax, 1905 to 1970. And more, I don't know, maybe I can see it better after I get it uploaded. Like there's some markers that used to be here, I believe, where these stobs are. I talked to the person that's over the cemetery now, and all the paperwork for the older part of the cemetery has been lost, so they don't have a lot of information. So hopefully Find a Grave and some other sites online can help me out with some information. And here's the, yeah, that's AMMAR. Amar, Mullinax, 1884 to 1923. And as soon as the weather cools off, we're going to come and got some folks going to come help us set some stones up. Hopefully we can get that base leveled out with some gravel and set them back up. Charles Henry Mullinax, 1888 to 1956. And we also have a stone over there that we're going to be cleaning here pretty soon, and some others. We're going to make a video of that as well. Maggie Margaret A. Mullinax, 1890 to 1981. And we showed those. Birch, Bessie C. Birch, I think it's a C, yeah, 1884 to 1960. And William Birch, 1880 to 1974. William M. Birch, mother and father. And Birch, that's the family marker. Right here are their stones. James Irwin Birch, 1918 to 1964. And Mary Dale Birch, 1926 to 2005. Okay, and Bonds. Burdella, maybe I pronounced that right. B. Bonds, 1914 to 1946. And Pete B. Bonds, 1910 to 1968. Charles N. Bonds, 1888 to 1956. Excuse me, Birch. Charles N. Birch, 1886 to 1956. And Hattie O. Birch, 1889 to 1961. My mouth's getting ahead of me. And here's some markers of some folks that's unknown. I'm going to see if I can find out the names of the folks that's buried there. And those look like babies. Annie Marion Birch, 1942 to 1942. And Nancy Virginia Birch, 1945 to 1945. Gone to be an angel. And that one's going to be an angel as well. May, June, she lived 2 days. And she lived a few days. Johnny Earl Birch, 1953 to 1962. Darling, we miss thee. And this may be another 2 babies right there. Lizzie Birch, 1877 to 1958. Jack Birch, 1882, and don't have the death date. It's just got 19. I'm going to see what I can find out. I talked to a guy that said he could do the engraving and stuff, and he would give us a deal. So hopefully we can get that done on folks that don't have a death date. Son, G.R. Bobby Birch, 1959 to 1959. Lived 2 days. And Birch, Anna Birch, 1896 to 1954, and George W. Birch, 1886 to 1975. It's another hot one today. And that's the family marker. James Carl Smith, 1890 to 1968. Della D. Smith, 1898 to 1976. Okay, I think it's lined up now. That sun shines on it, it's hard to see. And this is Joan Ruth Witt. I done a video of her grave once a few months ago when her flowers was first put on her video, or excuse me, when her flowers were first put on her grave. We came up here to visit family one day, and her flowers were so bright pink they stood out over the whole cemetery, and I made a video of her grave. And I also put her little Barbie Hot Wheel on her grave. I put a pink one a while back, probably a few months ago, right after I'd done the video. I put a pink Barbie Hot Wheel on her grave, and I came up here a few weeks later and it was gone. So I don't know if it got lost with the mowers or what, but I came up here and brought another one. I didn't have another pink one, but I had a silver one with pink interior. So Joan Ruth Witt, 1957 to 1965. But those flowers, when they were first put on her grave, they were real bright pink. They were beautiful. I mean, her grave stood out over the whole cemetery. You could be up there at the top of the hill and you could see it with those flowers. And her parents are buried, I believe, right over there, close to where my brother's buried. And I'm going to do that section of the cemetery also on another video. We'll have another part and I'll show her parents. Tully Stewart, 1884 to 1975. Ed A. Stewart, 1883 to 1957. And that one's hard to see. I'm going to have to put that flashlight back in the truck. I can't believe I forgot it. I can see Stewart. Looks like, well, no, I can't see it. So hopefully after I get it uploaded. Usually I can see it through the phone, but the sun's shining on it and it's hard to see. I can see 1908 and 1926. I love the older tombstones. I can see A.E. Stewart at the bottom. Sally. I can't see that, but I see Sally and I see A.E. Stewart, 1917 to 1917, it looks like. Albert H. Davenport, Corporal, U.S. Army Air Forces, World War II, 1921 to 2010. And I can't really see the bottom. I'll get that cleaned up. As soon as it cools off, we come up here and do some cleaning. I'll clean that up real good. Thank you for your service, sir. I can't remember if I've done this one or not, but we'll do it again just in case. Albert H. Davenport, 1921 to 2010. Francis E. Davenport, 1826 to 1947. And Ramey Parrish Davenport, 1923 to 2008. No, we hadn't done these. Parrish Billy Marvin, 1902 to 1982, and Hattie Lois, Hattie Lois, 1906 to 1993. George P. Redmond, 1904 to 1957. Ellis, I'm sure I'm kin to these Ellises right here. Leila M., 1903 to 1975, and A. Henry, 1899 to 1965. And I'll add pictures too. I always research online to see if I can find some pictures. Infant son of Harvey Della Foster, June 26, 1925. Caldwell, Sally Cobb, 1896 to 1977, and Fred E., 1894 to 1979, excuse me. May they rest in peace. F. L. Caldwell, 1918 to 1996, beloved daddy of Glenda, Lonnie, Michael, and Lori. Caldwell, Haskins, 1871 to 1956, Catherine, 1864 to 1939. May they rest in peace. And now here's a let's prop that up. It's another grave right there. McFalls, Sam K., 1935 to 1993. His wife's not passed, and some of them could be passed, and they just don't, it's not marked. I'll see if I can find out. And Nella Ruth, daughter of J.C. and Elizabeth Bookout, I believe. Born July 1916 and died December 10th, I think, 1947. Looks like this video is going to be a little longer than 45 minutes, but that's okay. Jesse John C. Jesse John C. Bookout, 1880 to 1952, and Elizabeth C. 1887 to 1971. I wore a black shirt again today. It's the wrong thing to do when it's hot. Wagnon, Cora Lee, 1928 to 2009. John Olton, 1919 to 1988. Mother and father in love and memory. If I'm in a small section like this and it goes over 45 minutes, I'll just let it go over, because I don't want to do a second part of one section and it's just like 10 minutes. So I'll just go ahead and put it with this video. Virginia Christine Wagnon, 1945 to 1946. Walter M., son of T.H. and M.G. Elliott, 1885 to 1918. Beaver John W., 1875 and 1952, and Nancy E., 1880 to 1967. And also, I was going to say, also, like on some of the part 1, part 2, part 3, like that, the videos might not be lined up. Like I might do a part 1 and then the next video might not be part 2. I might upload another video and then do part 2 the next week. So I might do that as well, just depending on how big the cemetery is. That way I can change up the videos. Like this here will be part 1 to this this cemetery because I did it a little different than I have before, trying to film more graves. So I'm going to do part 1, and then I'll probably do another video of the other thing that I was talking about that I didn't want to tell y'all. Just wanted to let it be a surprise. But I'm going to do that video, and then probably part 2 will come after that. Ellis W. Harlan, 1915 to 1993, and Ruth P. 1920 to 2005. Ellis family marker. Willie G. Ellis, 1889 to 1977. Walter G. Ellis, 1888 to 1972. Dora E. Ellis, 1887 to 1976. And then I'm not sure if that's just a corner marker or what. Okay, let me look right here. Can't remember if I know I didn't do this one. Winfrey G. Birch, GM3. I'll have to look up and see what that means. If y'all know what that means, comment below. U.S. Navy, World War II. Thank you for your service, sir. Yeah, some of the abbreviations I know, and some I'm still learning. Winfrey G. Birch, that's his main marker. And Squeak, he went by Squeak, 1925 to 1992. In loving memory. Let's see. I'm sure that blowed off over here. The stick's gone. But I'll lay it right there. Lee Birch, 1912 to 1965. Let's see. I don't think I did this one. Flora A. Luther Dodd Birch, 1920 to 1994, and Flora H. Birch, 1920 to 1996. Let's see. Maybe some of these names I'll remember and know if we did them. No, I don't think we did this one either. Bill Birch, Georgia. Private, 35th Company. Then 3, PROV, GP, MTD. World War I. 1897. 1897 to 1956 is what I believe it is. I don't think I skipped a whole section. Maybe I did. Arthur Hodge, 1911 to 1913. Infant daughter of Mr. and Mrs. W.M. Birch, 1908. I thought I'd done these. I don't know. I don't think I did because we had a section right there that was missing. Infant daughter of Mr. and Mrs. W.M. Birch, August 1908. Son, J.W. Miller, 1944 to 1944. Miller, Willie D., 1884 to 1964. And she don't have her death date, 1916. Okay. Now, I think we're back on track now. Just in case, let's see. I know I did those right there. Yeah, Okay, I don't think I did these two, but I know I did that one. That one, I can see Theodore, 1928 to 1928. McFalls. I can see son of. Hopefully you can see it in the camera. George S. McFalls, 1910 to 1997, and Ted McFalls, 1903 to 1984. Okay. Now we're back on track. See, used to, back in the day, they used to, the graves were spread out. I mean, I'm sure there's some graves here that's missing stones, but they were still spread out a little more than they are today. Like today, they're all close together to try to get more people in the cemetery. I wish they could keep doing them like they used to back in the day, because now it's hard to, like some folks likes to put a little fence around their family's grave, and now if you put one around your family member's grave, if they're not buried right beside family, a lot of times they're real close to someone else and the fence goes a little over on their grave. And now they used to, the tombstones and everything were lined up perfectly with the graves. Now I've seen a lot that's off. The tombstone is either to the left or to the right of where the person's buried, and I don't think that's right. A lot of times you'll be standing at the foot of somebody's grave looking at their tombstone and they're actually buried to the left or to the right. So Elliot Ruth R, 1925 to 2013, and Earl O, 1924 to 1992. Delana Belle Elliott, 1943 to 1985. Pauline Daughtry, 1925 to 2000, in love and memory. Robert Hoyle Elliott, 1920 to 1964. Memories are something no one can steal. Death is a heartache only God can heal. We come over here to clean the other stone. We'll clean that one as well. A lot of these need to be cleaned. Elliot, Reverend Robert L, 1885 to 1929. Priscilla E, 1887 to 1966. I need to start listening to myself because sometimes I say 18 and it's 19. Leroy, son of Mr. and Mrs. R.L. Elliott, 1913 to 1918. Elliot, Robert, Edna, 1928. $1930. I think that's what I see. That needs to be cleaned up too. So I believe that's two babies there. Can't remember. Frederick L. Caldwell, PFC, U.S. Army, 1918 to 1996. Thank you for your service, sir. Pearl Franklin Elliott, 1909 to 1916. Or, excuse me, 1909 to 1976. Hoyt Delmore Elliott, 1908 to 1981. And Jackie Lee Elliott, 1933 to 1989. And Billy E. Elliott, 1937 to 1990. Mother, Jesse John C. Bookout, 1880 to 1952. Elizabeth C. Bookout, 1887 to 1971. I believe I already done that one. Okay, now we are at Goswick Family Monument. And right here is the graves of somewhere that I'm fixing to go. And maybe y'all will remember me doing this video before. C.D. Goswick, he was in the U.S. Army, World War II. Thank you for your service, sir. 1924 to 1997, Purple Heart. And here is his dad, Marion A., 1882 to 1951. And the place I'm fixing to go was started by his dad, and then when his dad passed away, CD took it over. So that's all I'm going to say. Y'all have to wait to the video. But y'all could look back for CD Goswick, and you could pretty well know where I'm going. Roxy Pearl, this was his mom and Marion's wife, 1886 to 1969. And these were other family members, I think brothers, I believe. Theodore, 1911 to 1916. I'd have to look and see. Levi E., 1874 to 1942. I know they're family members. Roxy Rosa, 1868, I believe, to 1954. And Rainey, 1908. I don't want to mess with that. I don't want there to be a bee's nest in that. But that video will be coming up next Monday, hopefully. Hopefully, if nothing changes. We will have it. I'll have it this month, but hopefully next Monday. And I don't want to butcher that name. E. Kirby, 1934 to 1934. Baby. Clifford Kirby, 1925 to 1927. Gone but not forgotten. And I can't, hopefully I can see that through the phone or on the TV after I get it uploaded. I can see a little bit. I see son of, it looks like, Mr. and Mrs. H.C. Kirby, I think, 1915 to 1923. Free, I believe that's Free. I guess they named him Free. I guess, looks like what it says. Free, son of, yeah. Kirby. F. Ethel Kirby, 1899 to 1979, and Homer C., 1886 to 1952. And can't remember if I've done these. We'll do them again. Wanda Lynn Kirby, 1956 to 1958, gone but not forgotten. Beatrice E. Hickey Kirby, 1919 to 1983. Carl W. Kirby, Private U.S. Army, World War II, 1916 to 1987. Thank you for your service, sir. Temple Green, Canos, 1938 to 2017. Nikki W. Kirby, 1945 to 2004. Let me... I don't think I've done these right here. Latanya Kirby Jones, 2010. Let's see, 1935 to 2010. Cowboy Carlton B. Kirby, 1939 to 2013. Carl W. Kirby, 1916 to 1987. Ora May Kirby, 1919 to 2016. May Ogles, 1894 to 1972. Herschel Ogles, 1911 to 1964. Jess Ogles, 1896 to 1927. Jim Ogles, 1861 to 1941. And Deller Davis, 1863 to 1929. Okay, we're getting close. I'm going to go ahead and do these on the end. Bennett James E. Ed, 1929 to 2005. James Edward Bennett, 1929 to 2005. PFC, U.S. Army, Korea. Loving husband, daddy, and pawpaw. Thank you for your service, sir. Zachary Heath Bennett, baby, 1994 to 1994. Grandson. Looks like it's going to rain again. James Henry, son of Mr. and Mrs. Sam Compton, January 22nd, 1928. Now, did I read those? Yeah. Beatrice E. Hickey Kirby. Yeah. And the back says sister. Yep, here comes the rain again. Doris Strickland, 1921 to 1921. Lothridge, Patsy, 1886 to 1966. Mildred A, 1909 to 1998. See if we can finish up here. Mary Ann Fritz Redmond Bass, 1928 to 2004. Beloved mother of 5 children. And Walter F. Smith, 1979 to 1910. I'm going to stop this video right here. It's starting to rain pretty hard. If it stops here in a few minutes, I'll finish that. I just got a little bit. If not, I'll add it to the next video. But I want to thank everyone that's checking back and watching, and everyone that's subscribing. We have a ton of trips planned up. We've already got a lot of the videos already scheduled out at different places, and check back next Monday to see that awesome video that I'm going to be going to film hopefully tomorrow. If nothing falls through. The guy said he shouldn't be busy and I can come over there. So, but I want to thank y'all for watching. God bless. Okay, the rain slacked off, so I came back out to finish. We left off right here, so I'll just start here. Walter F. Smith, 1879 to 1910. And Vaughn, Emma Smith Vaughn, 1881 to 1919. David B. Vaughn, 1880 to 1954. And the Vaughn family marker right here. With the stones wet, you can see them a little better. Maggie Lee, 1888 to 1973. Maggie Lee Vaughn. And Plez. I'm sure I butchered that. T. Vaughn, 1877 to 1938. I need a book of names to read. Dimple Lois Vaughn, 1911 to 1979. And Winfred Evelyn Vaughn, 1906 to 1987. Alan A. Vaughn, 1892 to 1974, and Lula Stroud Vaughn, 1904 to 1988. And I'm sure this is on this side. Yeah. Abby Vaughn, 1901 to 1920. At rest. Okay, I don't think see, I know I got those over there. Roberts, James Larry Roberts, 1945 to 2011. And Dorothy Naomi Roberts, 1918 to 1998. And yes, this is just a marker down here as well. It's the same. A lot of times they'll do a family marker with just a last name, and then down here there'd be a marker at their foot, but this one's different. And Harleen Dooley, 1921 to 1924. And Dooley. Ida Dooley, 1892 to 1977. And Doc H. Dooley, 1885 to 1935 is what I see. That reminds me of that song Dooley from that was on Andy Griffith. That one I can't see. I see 1912, I believe. Hopefully we can see it after it's uploaded. There's a family marker with the last name Adams. Gertie Adams, 1878 to 1928. Joe H. Adams, 1876 to 1939. Harris W. Adams, 1906 to 1938. And they put their names up here as well. Lorraine L. Adams, 1912 to 1994. And J. Marvin Adams, 1912 to 1997. Yeah. And I see A.J. Jingle, I believe. (1855 to 1931, I believe. And N.E. Engel, 1958 to 1919. 1858. 1858 to 1919. Okay, let's see. Engel. I said Jingle. Yeah, their last name was Engel. Okay. And mother, father, Rosa L. Walden, wife of C.O. Lentz, Charles O. Lentz. So their last name was Lentz. And she was born in 1873 and passed in 1956. And he was born 1873 and passed in 1922. And I was also going to show y'all right here, since I was here. They cut the road back out. I remember back in the 80s, I remember them cutting this road out one time. If I'm not mistaken, there used to be I think it was a deer hunting club that was back in there back in the day. And here a couple of weeks ago, I believe it was, they cut it all back out. So I don't know if somebody bought the property back in there, or if the graveyard's going to extend. I'm not sure. It could be opening back up to the hunting club again. I think that's what is in there. I'm not sure. But I was looking through pictures, and I got a picture of my grandma. I would say probably maybe the 50s or 60s, and she was standing down there beside where her babies Donnie and Essie Hall are laid to rest. And all this back in there was cleared out. You can see a field, a big field. I'm going to add that picture with this video. But all of that was cleaned out, and you can see all the way down to the tree line. You see the tree line there. And it was all cleared out. It's pretty neat seeing old pictures like that. And she was actually standing in the spot where she's buried now. And I also got a picture when I was a little kid after she passed away, standing there beside her grave. I'll see if I can track that picture down, and I'll drop it in with this video as well. I love seeing old pictures like that, and seeing the cemetery back then. And I mean, hardly no graves down there, you know, at all. And just a field that was kind of growed up a little bit. But I'll drop those pictures in. L. Haven Lentz, 1896 to 1966. And Clara L. Lentz, 1906 to 2001. Put the flowers back in the pot. Don't know what that was. Something, could have been a deer. Sounded like something real loud blowed over there. Lentz, Ani Adams, 1908 to 1980. C. Elmer, 1899 to 1962. And Grayson, my son, on his channel, left in the past. I don't think he's did a video in maybe a week or so. He started back to school, so he's been busy, and he goes to school, plus he has a job as well. So he does have a video coming up as soon as he gets some time. He's in a couple of honors classes at school, so he has a lot of work and stuff after school, you know, homework and stuff. So, and plus having a job, he's got behind on some stuff, but he's definitely going to get y'all a video out. I know a lot of the folks that subscribe to me that subscribe to him, but he's still on there. He's just been very busy and stuff. So, but he will be back. Eugene Bennett, 1921 to 1923. China M. George, wife of Charles Bennett, 1896 to 1949. Our darling mother, asleep in Jesus. Yeah, Grayson has a pretty cool story coming up. That's something that happened to me and him, and hopefully we can get that done. We was going to do it this past weekend, but he had to work and got busy, so hopefully we can get that done pretty quick. Charles Lee Bennett, Charles Lee Bennett, 1896 to 1968. And Corrine A. Bennett, Corrine M. Bennett, 1916 to 1983. And James C. Bennett, 1953 to 2015. We come over here to clean that other stone. There's one over there, some over there I'm going to clean and try to cut all the grass out from around these. That's a new grave. I don't like showing new graves. Frankie D. Corbin, 1935 to 1936. Otis W. Corbin, 1901 to 1937. May Bennett, 1901 to 1954. And Gerald Lamar Corbin, T, and I believe that's Sergeant right there. U.S. Air Force, Vietnam, 1936 to 2013. Thank you for your service, sir. I believe we have a couple more here. Let's see. I don't think I did that one right there. I'll go check. Marlar, Francis Odell Marlar, 1919 to 1987. Ruth M. Smith, 1917 to 1998. And let's see. William L. Compton. It don't have any dates or anything. Okay, William Leonard Compton, April 3rd, 1907 to September 10th, 1939. What would we give, let's see, what would we give his hand to clasp, his patient face to see, to hear his voice, to see his smile, as in the days that used to be. That needs to be cleaned as well. James M. Compton, 1903 to 1983. And Ruby Joan Compton Trimble, 1938, no death date. And I believe that was well, right here. I don't think I did the Smith family, their family marker. Ralph E. Smith, 1919 to 1990. Bessie H. Smith, 1906 to 1993. Claudia Lee, 1921 to 1923. Carl G, 1897 to 1973. Elizabeth S, 1896 to 1979. I thought that was my phone making noise, but sounds like somebody talking down there. There could be somebody down there. I believe I did these. Just in case. Ruby B. Compton, 1909 to 1994. Samuel H. Compton, 1905 to 1985. Annie Ruth Compton, 1934 to 1987. Okay, I know I did those. But that is the whole section right here. That's what I'm going to start doing. If it's a big cemetery, I'm going to do section by section. And the little road, the drive goes all the way around this section, so I wanted to start right here. And then next time, part 2 will be in this section over here. I'll try to get that whole part plus the whole part down here. I'll see how long that video is going to be, and I might go ahead and make it into 2 parts. I don't know. We'll see. And then I'll do that part over there, down close to the woods and over, and then I'll do the section over there where my brother's buried. I'll make that a part, and then we'll go to the newest part. But I wanted to come back and do the whole cemetery a little different than I have been doing. There is a lot of older graves up here, and I wanted to do it correctly. But like I said, I done got some videos scheduled out, but I was going to go ahead and drop these in as we go. But next Monday hopefully we got a good video coming up. It's not a cemetery video, but I will be returning to the cemetery after I do that video to add the graves of the folks that used to own that place and built that place. And I showed y'all in this video. And I might drop in a picture in this video when I show their graves. Give y'all another little hint of where I'm going. But I want to thank y'all for watching. God bless.